Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Naomi, and let's dream about beauty. In today's video, I have for you part 3 of my eyeshadow palette collection. So if you're interested in seeing what palettes I have and my thoughts on them, then just keep on watching. Alright, so the first one we have to look at is Iconic London. We finished up with Huda Beauty last time, so moving on to the letter I. This is what we've got. I have not used or swatched this palette. It's a little bit warm toned for what I like and quite neutral. It has a few pops of some colors like some purples and a pink there, and that bright yellow. So it is a pretty color scheme. Let's swatch a few. So these shimmers are okay. I don't think that they don't make me say, oh my god, they're so beautiful, but I think that they're fine. So yeah, this is a palette that I'll probably put in my Shop My Stash soon, where I'm going to look at some of the more overlooked palettes in my collection. A lot of these I got from BoxyCharm, so they're not palettes I would have chosen for myself, but yeah, and then they are also what I would consider to be on the chopping block, so palettes that, I might consider giving away to friends and family. So this is the Iconic London Sun to Sunrise eyeshadow palette. Beautiful packaging though. Moving on, I have the Illamasqua Unveiled Artistry palette. And this is what it looks like. So it has a top row of shimmers and a bottom row of mattes. Very neutral. This is another one that would be on the chopping block. It's not something I probably would use. I will try it out, and if I don't like it, then it will be decluttered. I haven't even swatched it before, so this is pretty new to me. Now this one is a nice swatch. That's a pretty color. That is the Illamasqua Unveiled Artistry palette. And next we are in the letter J. I have 3 palettes from Jeffree Star. He is a controversial figure, and out of respect for those people who don't feel right about his palettes or supporting him, I'm going to move his palettes to the end of part 4, and that way if you are interested in seeing what Jeffree Star palettes I have, you can wait until then to see, and in the meantime I'll just carry on with Juvia's Place. I'm not going to go in any particular alphabetical order with Juvia's Place. I'll just go as they are stacked beside me. So the first one I have is the Violets. I got a really pretty look out of this. I was going to say pretty purple look, but that seems a little redundant to say because obviously it was purple. I love how this palette goes from light to dark. It has a good selection of, well, I prefer a shimmer heavy palette, so 2 mattes and then the rest shimmers, and that makes me happy. So let's swatch. These shimmers. Now that one is absolutely beautiful. I love that. And Juvia's Place usually knocks it out of the park when it comes to their metallic formula. So I'm not surprised how much I love those colors. Swatches are beautiful. So this is the Juvia's Place, the Violets. Next we have the Berries by Juvia's Place. I have not used this. I haven't looked at it too closely. I actually did not order this. It came to me accidentally. I had ordered the Wahala II and they put this one in my order instead of the Wahala II. I was so impressed with their customer service because they answered my email within, I would say probably an hour of me sending it, and said that by the next day that the Wahala II would be sent to me, no charge, and I could keep this one. So I thought that was really nice. So that's one of the mattes. 2 shimmer metallics. And then that bright raspberry pink there at the end. So those are really, really beautiful swatches. You can see that there is a lot of pigment in this palette. And again, you know, I like that there's the deeper shades to deepen up your look. Very nice. The Berries by Juvia's Place. Next we have the Taupes by Juvia's. I did use this once. I filmed with it and I was disappointed. For a company or brand that is so well known for such vivid, amazing metallic formula, this was a little bit lackluster. I was disappointed. In addition, I felt that these two mattes carried a little bit warmer than I would have thought for a taupe palette. So you can see there that those swatches, this one is not bad, but these two are a little disappointing. I was really hoping for more from this palette. But I only used it once, so you know, giving it another try won't hurt. Next we have the Nubian 3 Coral palette. I really enjoy this color story. I like it because, you know, you can go warm, you can go cool, or you can try to mix the two. I was impressed with the formula the couple of times that I have used this. And I just like the, you know, you can be really creative with it because, again, you've got, you know, a versatile color story kind of going, you know, a few different directions there. So we will just swatch some of these shimmer shades. I really enjoy that. So yeah, that's quite pretty. There, that's better. I was wondering what was happening. Missed a finger. Beautiful. And next we have the Zulu. This is one of their more colorful palettes. It has a good combination of mattes and shimmers. This color story is a little bit difficult for me. I can't look at it and see an obvious look that I can put together because, as I've said before, I'm not very good at taking what appear to be unrelated colors and putting them together in a story. I mean, I can see these three maybe incorporating the yellow and the teal, the green and the blue, but these ones here just confuse me. But that's my own problem. That has nothing to do with the palette per se. So I mean, that blue is absolutely gorgeous. And that green is so vibrant. And this is why Juvia's Place is where it's at, because it is known for having such vibrant metallics. Really gorgeous. So that is the Zulu palette. Next we have the Saharan II. This is another one I haven't used very much. I wish I'd had more use out of it so that I could give you more of an opinion. It definitely is a more cohesive color story than the Zulu palette. And I can look at it and I can see a little bit better what look I would do. That is gorgeous. And that, ooh, I love that blue. Again, beautiful metallics. I know Paulina loves this palette, so she recommends it highly. So according to her, it is a great palette. And I'm going to pull it soon and get some use out of it. That is the Saharan II. Next we have the Tribe palette. I don't think this one is available anymore. It is a beautiful palette. One of, I think, Juvia's Place's biggest hits. Whoops. I just love these shimmers. It's a nice cohesive color story, so I don't mind it. It's beautiful. Next we have the Deuce. This is a very pleasing color story to me. I love that it's a little more cool toned. I just love the arrangement of colors. This is a beautiful duochrome, and this green here and this pink, and then this kind of dark gray is unexpected. But you can see how pretty. And this one is a pink duochrome, pink and white duochrome. You can see it looks white, but you can see the pink reflect. And then that mint green, another pink, and that silver. Very beautiful. This is great for some softer looks, and then it's got this nice dark brown for deepening up your look. Very pretty. Next we have the Magic. This is the large size. They did come out with a mini. This is another favorite from Juvia's Place, and I believe was one of the first palettes that I bought. It does have an awesome color story, with the top 2 rows being warm toned and then the 2 bottom rows being cool toned. So you can really take this in a lot of different directions. It's very versatile, obviously, and I love that it is shimmer heavy, because I do love my shimmers. Beautiful purple, blue, silver, and oh, that nice emerald green. Not quite as nice as the dark green from the Pistachio palette from BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop, but it's a close runner-up. Those are gorgeous shades. So yeah, that is the Magic. Next we have the Masquerade. This is another beautiful palette. Again, it's the large size. I don't think the mini was available when I was shopping for this. I've had it for, I think, about 3 years. Oops. Sorry, just trying to show you the whole entire thing. So we've got top row of shimmers, and then the bottom row, except for this one, are all, well, this one and this one and this one. So never mind. So we've got neutral mattes here that are very warm, 2 pink mattes, and then the rest of them are all shimmers. So those are beautiful. Wow, that's a great purple. So with the Juvia's Place having such great metallic formulas and shades, I would be tempted to cherry pick some of these metallics out of these palettes and not use this palette for, you know, an entire look, but rather use the blue, use the green, or use the purple to supplement something from another palette. That is always an option. You can think outside of the box because, yeah, these neutrals are a bit warm toned for me, but I don't mind trying this palette for an entire look either. It's fun to be adventurous. And that is the Masquerade. And next we have the Wahala palette. This was the first palette that we saw some pressed glitters in from Juvia's Place. I wasn't too pleased about that. But we also saw our first real multi-chrome. So this green in the corner, I don't know if I can get the reflect to show up, but when I look at it this way, it's a different color than when I look at it like that. So you can see that, yeah, you can see a bit of the shift right there. That is beautiful. So that is the multi-chrome. Beautiful green, champagne orange, and a nice lilac-y purple. So very beautiful. Next we have the Wahala II. We also have a multi-chrome in this. You can see there that that is just a gorgeous pink. We have more pressed glitters in this palette. Obviously I had to get it. I mean, look at all the blues and the teal colors. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Look at all those cool tone silvers. I will swatch the silver for you. The pink. Let's do this color and this color. So that you can see a bit of the shift there. So it shifts to green. That's the silver glitter. Wow, that is beautiful. And that blue is absolutely spectacular. So yeah, if you're motivated to mess around with that silver glitter, that is really pretty. And it's so cool that Juvia's Place is putting multi-chromes in their palettes. That is the Wahala II. Okay, next we have Kaleidos. Start out with Kaleidos, the Futurism 1. I've used this a couple of times, I think mostly just this particular shade here. You can see it's had some use. This is a beautiful palette, very nice color scheme. I love the dark black here for deepening up your crease. And this green shade here is beautiful. Very pretty. We've got the Futurism 2, the Cyber Bronze. One of my favorite looks I got out of this palette, and actually I mixed these warmer shades here with this silver and it came out beautifully. I have not used these two colors here, but I have used these four. I did the same look twice and I was really super happy with it. So yeah, don't be scared to mix this, you know, sometimes these cool tones with these warm tones, because they really can come out nicely. I've heard people say that this red is really nice. One of the best silvers in my collection, to be honest. Beautiful. The Kaleidos formula is really, really nice. My only complaint with these palettes is this silly thing, because you never know which way it's supposed to go on. So it's hard to know exactly. I figure as much as I can that it's supposed to go on that way, because it makes sense that this shade would be called carbon and this shade would be called infrared. But it takes a minute to figure it out. I do love the packaging though. Next we have the Futurism 3. This is the Astro Pink. This is my favorite of the bunch. I love this cool toned color story. So we've got some neutral transition shades, a very beautiful lavender, this berry shade, this blue, and then a nice dark black. You can see the dimension that that blue shade has. It's gorgeous. And that's a beautiful silvery lilac. And then that matte, just, it feels like butter going on. Like it's so smooth and soft. So yeah, Astro Pink. The next one I have is the Futurism, I believe this is the Futurism 6 Electro Turquoise. Maybe it's the Futurism 5, I can't tell if that's a number there or not. I want to say that it's the Futurism 5 and that the neon one was the Futurism 4, but I didn't buy the neon one because I'm not a big fan of neon shades. So some beautiful shades in this one. So I have heard people who are a little more adventurous and better with makeup than I am say that this orange kind of tangerine shade does have a place in this palette, and it actually goes. I don't know how. I haven't actually seen anyone do an entire look with this palette, but I think it's beautiful, and someday I should just try to see if I can get a good look out of it. But that orange is a little bit off-putting to me. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. And again, this turquoise matte just went on like butter. Like it was so smooth and soft. So yeah, if you haven't tried out the Kaleidos formula yet, I highly recommend it. So here we have the Futurism 6. So the one previously was the Futurism 5, and the one I skipped, the neon one, was the Futurism 4. This is called the Lunar Lavender palette, and it is beautiful. I love these lavender shades. Lavender is one of my favorite colors. I love lavender and light green together. That is the kind of the theme of my bedroom. These two colors are beautiful. This soft pink shimmer is kind of lackluster, but this blue one, blurple one here, is really pretty. So for some reason these palettes didn't have as much, I don't want to say the word success, but they were more heavily critiqued than their previous releases were. So next we have the Futurism 7, the Sushil City. I have not used this one yet. It is more of a neutral warm color story. It has this gold and this pink. I think this is a pink duochrome, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, the mattes are just, I can't get over how silky the mattes feel. Just like silk. Gold is beautiful. The pink here is a little bit lackluster in my opinion. But yeah, I can't really speak to the performance of this palette because I haven't used it. And that is the Sushil City. Next we have the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. Isn't that beautiful? This was a collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. I can't remember if I've used this or not. If I have, it was only once. I do love this color story. It is mostly cool toned, which is, you know, what I like. And then there's these warmer shades down here that you can use as well. So it has a selection of beautiful shimmers, topper shades that are meant to alter the look of something that you put it over. So that makes it very versatile. So you can see there that, so these all have, I believe, except for maybe Astro, this one. I'm not sure about this one, but these three have a transparent base. And so you can put them over top of other shadows and then you change the way that they look. So very beautiful. I haven't seen this in a month or so because I do keep it away in the box that it came in. And so yeah, it's just so nice to look at it again and feast my eyes. I'll just swatch. This is, I think, one of Angelica's favorite shades in it. It just has so much dimension to it. It's really pretty. This is the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. Kudos for the name, very clever, and the packaging is divine. Okay, so next we have the Laura Geller palette. This is called the Cinnamon and Spice. This is a beautiful eyeshadow palette that I think would be fantastic for bridal makeup. I've never used it. I actually haven't swatched it yet. These shimmers do feel a little dry, and I'm not blown away. So when I get around to using this, if I think that the quality is lacking, I'll probably declutter it. That is the Laura Geller Cinnamon and Spice. Laura Geller Cinnamon and Spice palette. And next we have Lime Crime. This is the Greatest Hits Classics. So this is a palette that was put together with some of their most popular shades from their other palettes. You can see it's a very pink color story, and I ordered this during Black Friday of last year from the Lime Crime website. There are no stores near me that carry Lime Crime. So it looks like there are two shimmers. One, let's see, what is this one? Kind of looks like a satin. And this one here is like a sequin. Yeah, this is really up my street. I loved the packaging on it. The packaging, I love it when the packaging and then what's inside really mesh. So I think this is a beautiful palette. Have I used it? No. So I can't speak to the quality of the formula, but I do think it looks really pretty. The other Lime Crime palette I have is the Venus Immortalis. I've seen this on several people's YouTube channels, and I really wanted it, of course, because the color story is just right up my street. I love this. Again, I haven't used it, so I can't really speak to the quality of it. But those are some pretty swatches. I am excited to use this. I do have to put these Lime Crime palettes in my Shop My Stash soon so that I do get around to using them. That is the Venus Immortalis. Next we have the Lorac Pro 2. This is their cool toned Pro palette of this size. I think they have 4 of them, and then I'm not sure how many of the larger size they have. But I got this when my local drugstore started carrying Lorac, and I was interested to try out the formula. So I've had it for a while. I haven't used it yet. I know a lot of people that really love the Lorac formula. Oh, I have used that navy shade in it. Look, I did. Yeah, those are beautiful. Good swatches. To me, this is more of a, not so much of a spring and summer palette, but definitely one that's beautiful for autumn and winter. So I'll be pulling it out then. Next we have the Lorac Pro palette. This is the Noir. I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's mostly, well, it's a good combination of cool tones and warmer tones. I love that it's got so many shimmers in it. One of the looks that I did on my channel that I'm happiest with was using this palette. It is, if you have been to my Instagram and you've seen my Instagram photo, I used this palette when I did that look that I'm wearing in that photo. It is, I'll see if I can remember to post a picture right now. But anyhow, this is a great palette. Like I say, you can get just a beautiful neutral look. And I just love all those soft, neutral, sort of taupey shimmers. This one is nice and sparkly. Love those sparkles. Then I have this sister palette to the Noir, which is called the Lorac Pro Soleil. And this we have definitely, well, it looks like a little more mattes, but I guess this side here is all mattes and this side here is all shimmers. So it's warmer toned, still neutral though. I haven't used this one. That's a beautiful rose gold shade. But I love both the Soleil and the Noir. I was so happy to get them. And so next we have Marc Jacobs. This is the Marc Jacobs Stiletto. It is a beautiful cool tone palette. As soon as I saw it, I had to have it. It has this particular shadow in it, which is my favorite, other than blue, my favorite color for the eyes. It's sort of a taupe with a slightly purple lilac-y background. So it is absolutely beautiful. It has so much sparkle to it and dimension. I love this color story. If there was a palette that is me, it's this one. Another Marc Jacobs palette. This one is called the Provocateur. I got this one in, I think, a boxy pop-up. So it is sort of more of a pink color story with some very light shades here, and then it a little bit more depth here. It has this really pretty berry matte shade. And that one is really pretty. This felt really nice. That's a good matte swatch. Oops, bonked my camera. Sorry about that, people. Oh, and then some good pigmentation here. Beautiful. Next we have Menagerie. This is the Menagerie Cosmetics Feral palette. It doesn't look the way it did look when I bought it. I have altered it so that it is something that is more appealing to me. So I've got that one. Then I've got the Whale Song. This one is slightly altered as well, but not as heavily. And then I bought their empty palette. This is the magnetic palette for their singles. And this is one I have done. So I have taken out the colors that were in here that I didn't care as much for, and I put them in here. So you can see that these bright, warm tones are not really my thing. So they came out and they are in this palette now. So here we've got Pack Leader, Wisteria, Night Eyes, and Futura. I think that's what that's called. That green is beautiful. This yellow is beautiful. This is not the original yellow that was in here. Originally it was a matte yellow, but I prefer a shimmery yellow. And then we've got the Whale Song. I saw this announced on Angelica Nyquist's Will I Buy It series, and it was announced quite a long time before it actually came out, but I had to have it regardless, and I did buy it at launch. And it is beautiful. That color is, oh my God. Menagerie has that bam in your face, full on pigment in their formula, and it is beautiful. I was so happy when Melt announced their Mary Jane palette because I love this cool color story. It is right up my street. I have done one look on my channel with it recently, and I was very happy with the look that I got out of it. I've heard some people don't care for this palette. They didn't think the quality of it was that great. I will say that this swatch here that is called Mary Jane is not turning my crank, but the rest of them are very nice, very pigmented. When you talk about buying a palette for one shade, this is a Smoke Sessions palette, and I bought it for two shades. I bought it for this shade and this shade. So you may have seen the new Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. I didn't buy it because of all of these type of shadows in it. So I just ignored these when it came to buying this palette because I wanted, especially these two. I thought they were so beautiful. They're so soft and fragile. Let's just do this one for giggles. See, I mean, that is so beautiful. Those are really nice swatches, and the colors are gorgeous. Next we have the Melt She's in Parties. So this is a beautiful color story that I absolutely love. I love these tones. I think they're beautiful on the eyes. I think they're beautiful with blue eyes. Really any color eyes, but I do like the way that they look on me. Good pigmentation. Beautiful. Next we have the Muerte palette. There was a collection that Melt did that had this palette and then another one that was more of a sort of a green, blue, orange, yellow palette. I chose to have this one. I bought it for this half of the palette. Not really sure what to do with these 4 shades here. I haven't used them. I have swatched them, but I have used, I think I did a look with these 3 here. I haven't used these 3, but I do enjoy them. Surprisingly, there are only 3 shimmers in this palette, and they seem to really like putting in this particular shade because that one was also in, which one? One of the ones we just saw. This color here is beautiful. Like, it has so much dimension to it. So yes, it was in She's in Parties that we're seeing this color show up again, which is interesting. Mel thinks that this is a necessary shade to have in every palette. And that is it for part 3 of my eyeshadow palette collection. I hope that you enjoyed watching. Part 4 should be up tomorrow or the next day. Time is our most precious resource, and when you spend a little bit of your precious time with me, I really appreciate it. I hope wherever in the world you are, that you're healthy, that you're well, that you're happy. I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, activate the notification bell, comment down below because I really like reading your comments, and maybe a thumbs up. That's it from me for today. Take care. Bye-bye.